Maybe Earth Spirit, not so much anymore. But
we don't see that.
We don't see a lot anymore from that hero.
We don't talk about
But that's
that
the
hero.
ones that can catch the Tinker. It's the Storm, it's the Ember, those are the best ones. And they've got an objective taking lineup too. They've got ways to force out lanes as well. I think that's one thing that we didn't get to touch on too much in the last game was them being able to actually push out lanes a bit and be able to actually like slow down the siege. Sure, in the last game there was a Chen, so that makes it a lot harder. And we're hearing a lot of pings.
Who is it?
So, just a little...
It's this pink guy.
So, well, I'll say one thing.
It's Arme.
We did hear, apparently, the players were having some trouble hearing a few things, and one of the things was pings that they were talking about. They were saying they couldn't hear each other's pings, and they also had trouble hearing heat-seeking missiles from Tinker. So
that sounds like a feature.
I think they're trying to maybe...
That's a feature fault.
They might be. I think they're trying to tweak their sounds probably, but they're spamming.
I mean, I'm enjoying the ping. So you know, you have sort of that very experimental music. This is like it. Sell this on a track and convince someone that it's genius. The sound.
Aren't you a big music guy?
I am. This is what I studied. You see, this is what I handed in as my final project. I got a first. Let's see. Game 2. Obviously, neither team wanting to sort of have to go through the ordeal of playing 2 back-to-back series tomorrow. Everything to play for here as they both fight for that first slot in the grand final of the Dota 2 Super Major.
Liquid top, X-Nova.
Got the Voodoo Restoration. Level 1, but GH, he's going to dive in. He's looking for the setup with the stuff from Mind Control. They will claim it. Liquid getting the first blood.
And they get themselves 3 bounty runes as well once they get back for that. They did expend a good amount of regen though. GH dropping quite low, same thing with Mind Control. But this will set up their Tinker to have a very nice time having that extra little bonus money for some of those bounties. I'm just looking forward to what Chalice can do on this Pango.
Absolutely. This is the, as you say, the bit of sort of surprise pick, the pick that may have very well caught Liquid off in the draft, as it is not something you could have come to expect from this team. Maybe it's something that you've seen in scrims and such. We don't know, you know, if this is sort of the first time that it's been revealed to Liquid. But I mean, this hero really does depend on the player. It can look incredibly underwhelming or incredibly overwhelming. It's a pretty high skill cap hero, and we'll see how Chalice fares with it.
This is going to be a pretty important BKB game, especially for the Troll. It tends to be a bit. Troll Warlords, but into Sanking, into Leshrac, Tinker, like BKB, Blink Daggers. Maybe wants to get something in between there just to sort of enable a farm, of course, but gonna need those 2 items at some point to get on top of that Tinker.
Top lane, once those levels are there between GH and Mind Control, they'll certainly have pretty good kill potential with that chain stun lockdown.
I do like that X-Nova does this though when he's playing like the Switch Doctor, going for the heal. The Voodoo Restoration can counteract a lot of the damage that does come out from these pressure lanes that we're seeing every single time now.
Bottom lane with the shackle shot, they jump forward, but I mean, we said, does this guy know what? I mean, I'm sure he knows what he's doing, but he did just jump into the All right. Well, maybe he hasn't played Pangolier before. I mean,
well, top also. I'm in. Getting chased. He's got stick charges. They've got the heal, but another stun.
Liquid.
Too much deeps.
Straight off the bat, 2 minutes in, 4 kills picked up and down the map.
So I was looking down bottom when all that happened, and they did get hit by several, again, double decays. It's been happening over and over again in this bottom lane. I saw Kuro sitting at 20 strength when they did make the move on Chalice, so I think he just got caught off guard, being put down. I think he was down to like 400 HP. A soul assumption plus a soul rip. It is quite a lot of damage when you are that squishy. Sure.
It's normally not to the best idea of your health to shield crash it. Top lane.
They'll get a comeback.
They will. They'll get themselves on the board, PSG.LGD.
And it is a pretty big creep wave coming under the tower too, so they're gonna have to. Liquid's gonna have to TP back up there quickly. Like that. And this mid matchup, like Panel mentioned, not so fun for Ember.
12 for 6, 6 for 3. Double the CS for Miracle.
Playing melee hero versus Tinker.
Yeah, and we saw what Miracle was able to do as well in the last game, where he was actually sort of losing the 1v1. Somnus did have the better time playing the Queen of Pain, so this time around, Miracle is actually going to be given, at the moment at least, between these 2 heroes, if it is to be left a 1v1, a more favorable lane this time around.
I'll make top again.
Chasing. Voodoo Restoration certainly does seem to put them off in a deeper task as well. Holding them back a little bit, but still GH able to close in. They've got the control. Have they got quite enough burst? Doesn't look like it. Xnova will be able to continue to walk it off with the heal popping.
These sticks plus that Voodoo Restoration really coming into play there, but they're not stopping Liquid.
Gonna try again. It really is that heal. And GH,
Totally.
he can't deal with it. They're trying to make these plays, but it really is exactly what you said. The Voodoo Restoration is sort of breaking down what Liquid's trying to do between these two heroes. They can't get these quick, jump in and pop off hero kills.
Imagine if I actually wish we could see healing done there, because I actually think he healed like 300 plus 400
at least.
There. Quite a lot, using almost the entire mana pool bottom.
I mean, one thing that Chalice is certainly getting, he's getting good farm out of this lane.
Yeah.
16 for 6 on his Pangolier.
Wind Ranger tends to secure a lane pretty well, but so does Undying on the opposite side. So they've been bottle refilling it like crazy up top for the side of Liquid. Mind Control bought one very early on. Every single time they've been TPing in, they've been making sure to refill that so they can keep that pressure up, keep that spam going, and it's working. Sure, the Voodoo Restoration has counteracted one of the times, but they've burned through all their regen and even buying more, bringing some more tangles up there, and again, Ame getting gone on.
Let's see if they get away with this time. I mean, it's over. He's got full tank of mana. There's going to be the heals if necessary, and it's not. They know that this lane is suddenly... It was slowly becoming a lane that's only going to get harder and harder for them to get those kills between the two. Bottom lane, jump in onto Kuro with the swashbuckles, got the shield crash as well. Chalice, not quite enough damage to finish off Kuro, but with that rotation, Somnus is going to be there with the chase down. Kuro's got a little bit of a heal with the Soul. The zombies do temporarily slow down Somnus, but try for the power shot, but it's going to be off the mark as Kuro is able to head himself down towards the bottom. Get himself back underneath the tower. That's the question. Chalice again coming in with the swashbuckle. The shackle does connect, but Somnus does not want to dive in underneath the tower. That's a lot of time wasted for that Ember Spirit. Top lane this time, they will be able to get the kill between the two of them. Jumping in onto Ame. Xnova not able to get in range for the heals and for the save. So Liquid getting a kill up top and down bottom, wasting the time of Somnus.
So much time used from Somnus there. I mean, top, I was mentioning, they keep having to bring more regen too. They're actually... Sure, they're able to get some last hits up here, but the pressure coming up from this Sanking Leshrac Troll is not getting a whole lot. They just have to keep bringing tangos. And now both heroes on Liquid are low, but it's Shrine time. Rune's going to be coming out. Kuro, contesting risk maybe. No smart pop. Kuro will get hit by the power shot.
Well, but he's not going to fall. Somnus doesn't chase.
Oh man,
it's a lot of sort of failed kill attempts that Somnus is making, and that CS difference isn't getting any smaller between the two mids.
No, definitely not.
Miracle is getting an entirely free lane. Somnus isn't coming anywhere close to Tinker, which is understandable because now at the moment this matchup is very hard to play. So level 7 Miracle on the Tinker. He's got the 3 points in the laser, 2 in the rocket. He's saving those extra ones to sort of see where he wants to go depending on the situation and the pace that this game continues. It's not an easy mid for Somnus to show his face in anymore.
No, I mean, on top of DD now too for Miracle. Level 7, DD, has boots, Soul Ring. This is very difficult for LGD. They're gonna have to try to catch back up. At least Chalice is the one having a decent time. He's farming the best out of the 3 cores at the moment. The Liquid really steamrolling over this right now. Xnova trying to make a gank happen mid with FY.
Let's see if they can find it. They jump in with the Searing Chain, so it's going to be laid down onto Somnus. Miracle still alive for now. Can he get out to safety? He can't, because the cast bounce is there, but there's the Burrow Strike from GH. Getting Somnus underneath the tower. Somnus tries to run himself away, but he can't. The Tombstone is down. It's a 1-for-1 at the moment between the two mids, but Liquid, they're ready to try and chase more. GH moving towards FY. He'll go for the Chakra Shot, but he doesn't connect, so GH still able to get in with the Burrow Strike. The Decay comes out from Jinbaroki, and they found themselves a second. GH does fall, though. Chalice comes in with a rotation and makes sure that LGD can find an even trade.
Heavy rotations coming in from PSG.LGD. 4 heroes in that mid lane. They lose 2.
Oh, mind control. Walks into a shackle. Didn't expect FY to be in the neighborhood, and the setup is there for Ame. The beat down on the Leshrac.
Good move. He didn't have the Sanking, he didn't have GH near him either. Give that help.
Checking for the runes, Xnova, but it is going to be a bottom spawn. The Invis rune will still be protected by PSG.LGD.
Look at the deep wards that Liquid's placed so far in this game already. So they're going to try to watch those. Since they know that this early game is going so well, the way to recover is going to be LGD trying to make some smoke movements, try to catch them off guard. And these wards catch the usual smoke rotation spots, right? Like usually you smoke near this Ancient or you smoke behind the tier 1 and make your move down bottom or mid.
There you go. GH, set up, mind control. He's got the damage.
2 D wards just now also by Liquid. They killed top vision and they killed this ward that was just placed by LGD. The vision game already is going to take over in that one. And the pressure too. Ame is jungling. He doesn't want to go anywhere near this Lash, and this is the ward that we were talking about. This is a common smoke location that teams always use to try to gank mid.
And they've got all the incel. So Liquid, they can try and react to it. They get a 2-man burrow strike. Tombstone's going to be dropped down. X-Nova and Chalice, they can't chase to finish off GH. GH will be able to back himself away, and Miracle simply walks over, bursts them down with the laser and the rocket because the slow setup from Courage, Tombstone, to pick up more gold to the bank of that.
Ame?
What a lane. He's got to be careful now. Timberman nearly able to sort of outplay him, even though he had the backup of FY, but Timberman was alone. Falling incredibly low down on the ball entries, that harassment. Again, middle, Somnus. Having to be careful. He'll try and make it go onto the Undying, but not a lot he can do. He can't stick around too long. Miracle will soon have the lasers and the rockets back up, and with the Remnant. It looks like he'll be... there's a bit of a wraparound coming in from GH. Obviously, he's got the extra remnants to get himself away, but a little awkward. And in fact, no, GH this time. Somnus?
I think he just tried to go, with his initial rem, he tried to go back, right? And then he jumped. I don't see maybe make mistakes like that very often.
No, but we just did. GH, again, burrow strike, the control with the familiars. That's going to be Ame potentially going down as well. He's got the whirling axes, but it won't save him. Top lane, they will get mind control, but PSG.LGD are losing cores in situations they really shouldn't, making mistakes.
Yeah, Miracle getting the kill too. All 3 cores are pretty much even in net worth on the side of Liquid, farming incredibly well. LGD, they're really suffering, in particular Somnus in this mid lane.
51-24 against that 30 for 7. As you say, that's not sort of including the difference in overall net worth down to the fact of those kills that Miracle's been involved in. And the time that Somnus has been moving around the map, as we saw for those sort of at least 2 to 3 minutes, it felt like, that didn't really achieve much for him. And these wards spotting out any sort of movement from PSG.LGD towards the bottom lane. Good at having some fantastic vision.
I guess GH is just gonna keep mind control bottle the whole game on the Sand King. He's just had it on him the whole time. He doesn't give it back. That's the dream as a support, when your offlane buys you your own bottle.
I mean, yeah, mind control's died 3 times. You know, he's feeding a little too much. GH says, right, once you calm down with the feeding, sir, you can have the bottle back.
I've seen GH actually struggle a bit on the Sanking. Like, he has some very good mid-game plays, but his early game sometimes he tends to die a lot. This time it's not the case. He's making moves all over the place. 8 assists already, involved in 9 of the kills. And I believe that's the Butcher Travels already finished now for Miracle. So they can set up kills all over the place now with this threat.
That's at least a solid 2 minutes earlier than he had them in game 1. And we saw what happened in game 1. It was pretty good from Miracle on his Tinker. And this time he's sort of getting those early step-ups to have that impact even earlier. Top lane, Chalice looks to set up on a GH, but GH gets the 2-man burrow strike, mind control. They just focus down onto one with a follow-up stun, wants to get the kill onto FY. Chalice will be able to get himself out of there, but again, PSG trying to make an attempt for a kill, but he can't quite get away with it.
They're going to get all their towers pressured too. I think Matu's just going to move from lane to lane, take those tier 1s while his team makes adjustments and keeps the pressure on. Kuro getting another D ward. He's gonna get denied. They're going for the kill.
There we go.
Get the kill, but
they have got it. That's for sure. Coming challenge for that extra bit of damage. And Courage will try to sell from the Mao. They kind of there's no chance of escape. GH does have a set of epicentry as you look towards Somnus. Has managed to cut through the flame guard. Somnus trying to get a remnant out to the high ground, but it's incredibly slow with that movement slow. And now there's the backup. Tinker thinking about coming in, but he won't look to continue to go there. Somnus does have backup by his side. X-Nova standing there ready to make any sort of play. And Liquid do try and move on any further.
PSG.LGD has to be making moves this 4 now. I think they have to just make space for Ame to farm, for him to just become an actual hero in this game, because if he tries to run into anything like this, we've seen with Troll what happens to Troll when you're versus high magic damage early on. You just get exploded until you get that BKB online.
Top lane GH and mind control, they find X-Nova. TPs were coming in, but not soon enough for the Witch Doctor.
They're really turning up the heat, and Matu takes a free tower in the mid lane. GH will pay with his life.
They get something. But as you say, objective-wise, Liquid continuing to just keep this game under their control, as it seems at the moment. Top 3 heroes all on the side of Liquid. Sure, Arme, Chalice, they're close behind, but the big difference, Somnus and Miracle, are coming up to about 2k net worth difference between them at just the 14-minute mark. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under
attack. I like that Somnus is at least going for like the bots build. I think he has to just try to be matching the movements of Liquid and just, they need to make space. They need to just try to do whatever they can to make Ame become a hero against this troll.
GH. Probably able to find the full control. Zephyr just goes for the win. In fact, GH could be in trouble. Somnus comes in with the wraparound. Chalice jumps in with a quick burst set up for the power shot. They'll catch out a kill. Senton down bottom. Ame actually able to finish off Kuroki. Miracle is coming across as Ame was trying to look towards taking down the tombstone, but he's not going to get it, and it's going to cost him his life. As they will get 2 supports, but again, they're losing Ame.
Is that another D ward? I've seen 4 or 5 D wards already by Kuroki this game. Taking out all the vision, just allowing Liquid to keep making these moves. LGD was trying to keep tabs of it, but losing all these wards, giving Liquid a lot of freedom to move around the map.
This ward up top.
Oh, wow.
Beautifully set up for mind control to get the stun and half the damage to finally kill. Somnus will come across as Chalice rolls in. So as nice as he was getting the kill, he gives his life away. So.
And he gives the position of the ward away too, which gets instantly deep. LGD, they get something out of that. Already 16 to 11, 27 kills this early on.
Chalice does have his Blink Dagger up on the Pangolier, so we'll see if he can start to make these plays. As we say, this is the pick that we are very keen on keeping a close eye on.
Yeah, the Ember and the Pango, then you have to make tons of space, let this troll get to that BKB blink timing that they are really desperately going to need in this game. Another tower though. Matu claims a early tier 2. Now he's probably just going to walk toward top, take the tier 1. And it seems like it's very hard for LGD to set up for those defenses. They need this Pango, but GH and Miracle bottom. GH getting close to the blink. And allow their team fight to be a whole lot stronger.
Dire are scanning.
A lot of follow-up to that. That first thing that they can get off each and every time. Bow Strike, keeps the stun from Lesh. Familiars, a lot of control. And talking about Leshrac, mind control will be able to take down the tier 1 tower. So again, taking objective after objective here, Team Liquid.
See what they can get here. They're moving all 4 heroes up while Troll is farming bottom.
Maybe the smoke will catch them off guard. If Liquid are prepared, Chalice looking to roll in. He's got his eyes on Matuma Man pretty far ahead on his own. So we'll get jumped. Liquid, they're not going to look to help out of this one as Matuma Man, he's gone.
I think that's what they need to be doing right now. It's like these 3 or 4 man movements to protect Ame, but Miracle on the hunt. The missile does get fogged for a second, but Ame still trying to hide.
It's the high grab. He can jump down and finish that off.
Oh! He blinked behind the trees, was able to get the laser vision.
Old lane. Mind control. Hiding. Chalice is finding. This has another. Going to be able to get Kuroki as well by looks at it. That's something like okay, but indeed there's a lot of zombies here. And a lot of zombies means a lot of vision for Miracle potentially, unless they can keep the distance. Chalice will try and swashbuckle away. Miracle has got the burst he has. Chalice will escape. FY doesn't look to be quite as lucky as the zombies persist, chase him down. Excellent. They do manage to find the trade, Liquid, despite losing sort of both supports at the start of that fight. Mind control. Team 14. Arme's farm. FaZe Yasha looking for the BKB now. Still keeping on good pace with Matuma Man and mind control.
Still not the place you want to be as a troll. You want to be having that faster timing in comparison to most cores. Top. GH with the blink reveal. Chalice though. Time for Tinker Wards to start coming out. Yeah, they ping it right away. They have to try to keep tabs of this Tinker. Miracle again looking forward, but this
Linking in aggressively. The cask is down. I mean, X-Nova tries to come forward, but that's probably going to cost X-Nova his life. Miracle wants to jump off, but with the Maledict on him, it's a little tricky, in fact. And this has come around. Miracle, can he blink his way out of this one? He can't. With the Maledict and Flame Guard surrounding him, they will manage to catch out the Tinker. Same time up top, Chalice looking for a bit of a setup onto Matuma Man, but then quickly realizes the rest of Liquid are behind him.
Look at that gold they got for that miracle
It's a
kill.
lot of money for the Tinker.
826 for Witch Doctor. Unfortunately, it was not Somnus who got the last hit. It was Witch Doctor. But then, at least now they can secure some map control. He can get a lot more wards on this.
Oh, Geo! Nearly with the perfect read there, GH.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very close. Not quite close enough for Liquid as Callus is able to get himself away.
PSG.LGD has really
slowed it down.
Slowed it down, yeah. I mean, it was almost like a 5k gold lead. Now it's down to 1k from Miracle jumping in and dying there. Somnus is pretty much completely caught back up, almost the Maelstrom done. And it's crucial for him to have this type of farm so that he can get on top of this Tinker. He's the hunter. Good. Looks like they're pinging the Roche soon. Similar like to last time, they can just blanket the Roche pit with the March from the Tinker, and they've got Solar Crest plus Visage. They even have an Undying Tombstone on top. They could look to do that.
Scans has come out for PSG.LGD, so they know the Liquid are in the area.
There's no Tomb as well for 15, and PSG.LGD, they do have a Pango, which is quite a strong hero on the pit, and already a Blink on Wind Ranger too.
But the spam from Miracle, making it very hard for PSG.LGD to really hit into the pit.
Burrow's got Tomb. They're a bit afraid. They know that all of LGD is in the area.
Smart money.
With the smoke attempt from PSG.LGD, Somnus, X-Nova and FY leading the charge.
Liquid's looking for a fight.
Look at the jump onto Miracle. They're hunting for him, running him forward. They manage to get the change straight away. They get on top of the Tinker. He's been held down with Death Ward as well from X-Nova. And jump forward for Somnus. Can they quite finish him off? They can. They get Miracle. Look at Chalice rolling around there, hitting four of them as he rolls about. They try and swashbuckle away, but he swashbuckles on the same position where he already was, so he doesn't jump down to the low ground. And at the end of the day, they get Miracle, but they lose 3.
And they've still got the Roche heroes still alive. Sure, the Tinker can't protect it as much, but these are able to look for it. Another D-ward by Kuroki. I think that's 6 or 7 D-wards by him this game so far.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Good. Looking to go in the pit. Trying to finish this up.
On Arme, if he wants to try and head over.
Bit scary to do this versus Wind Ranger. The power shots really do start to add up. Hell of a lot of damage. And look at the next item choice by Ahmed. Wants to go full greed, wanting a Battle Fury out. Try to be able to match and push the lanes out versus this Tinker. Good. I think he's relying on his team to just be that catch.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not the one that needs to.
A slightly different order of items. Going back for the Battle Fury.
And they've closed the entire lead.
True.
And he is pretty much tied with the Tinker now in net worth. And Somnus has surpassed everybody else. Haste rune on this Ember, level 16 as well from getting those kills.
Somnus has made a perfect recovery. We really did see him struggle in the lanes. This mid-game, he's found himself with Warcraft right time 2 for 8, as we see on the net worth. He's very close to catching up to Miracle.
Hunting for Ame.
We'll show. They are collapsing in on him, and Arme's got no escape. He's got a BKB, but that's not going to do anything.
Oh, didn't know if he'd BKB there, because I mean, you don't want to be draining your BKB down low versus a Tinker, versus this much control when you're a Troll Warlord. You were very dead there already. That is quite a mistake. The way Liquid make that move too is very interesting. They actually they had mind control just showing in the mid lane, walking up onto the enemy high ground for a second, onto the mid high ground. So the Ame felt safe because this Leshrac is just so far up. They thought someone was behind him. They actually didn't even make the move onto him. We do see though from that, the kill streak that X-Nova got. Look at these sentries that have been placed on the map from PSG.LGD. They're really trying to get their map control back. Really feeling the pressure still of Liquid, even if it's only that 1k advantage.
Dallas. He's going to go in here with the Rolling Thunder, but at the same time, Liquid is there. They are going to try and come over the counter players. GH jumps in on the back line, he's able to get the epicenter onto X-Nova. Takes X-Nova out of the fight, fights back immediately. They've got the Yule set up as well onto FY, bursting down a second. The team Liquid catch out a couple of them.
Tinker getting grabbed by Somnus for a second. Somnus will jump away though.
So a little bit of a sort of awkward initiation there from Chalice. The Liquid were more than ready to prepare for. They ignored this big balling in Pangolier and simply jumped on the backlines and got themselves 2 kills, rendering PSG.LGD sort of unable to fight.
Yeah, Somnus looked like he was stalking in the backlines trying to find Miracle, but he can't really go for this Tinker by himself just yet. It's a 1600 HP Tinker with lifesteal. Spell lifesteal, that is.
Heading over, Arme, no puts the BKB, looks towards Miracle. Miracle's able to get the rearm and blink out. No bashes there for Arme. Miracle gets himself to the side, Arme with his BKB, he's just having to run back to base. GH jumps in, Mind Control's got the chain stun, they're bursting down, Somnus will get the sleight of fist down, he's trying to run Remnant away, but they've lost X-Nova on PSG.LGD, the rest of them are having to back off. Arme, he can't stick around because he's already used his BKB. He's back up to the high ground, they can't. Can they take these fights? They try and jump, but GH is able to counterplay, comes in with the burst back onto Chalice. Chalice can't get a rolling thunder off, they've got the control. Chalice is gone. Can't get off the ultimate. He's out of the game. Miracle indeed with the Aghanims jumping in, bursting down one. He's in for more, gets the double kill, takes Arme and Somnus. There'll be a shackle onto Miracle, but back up there for GH. Miracle will fall to the towers, but Liquid get the team wipe. Outplaying PSG.LGD across the board in these fights. Arme running around like a headless chicken with his BKB, can't do anything.
He can't stick on any targets. It's just far too difficult for him to actually do that. They're playing versus this Visage. There's no way he can stick on the Visage to the Solar Crest, and this is a very tanky hero.
Pushing the base, 24 minutes in.
And this was the reveal of the Aghanims picked up also on Miracle too, so the fight becomes that much more difficult when all these rockets are coming out.
X-Nova.
He's dead.
Oh, that's so real. Look at that. Blood.
Chalice.
He's rolling in. See if he does anything. It's a good angle for the swashbuckler, but not quite enough damage to kill Kura. Jump forward with the remnants, looking towards Kuroki. Got the soul rip tap for quite a little bit of heals, not enough to keep him alive. They will find one. Jumping in onto Matumba Man. Looks like Liquid stayed around a little too long, as they will get punished. Mind Control still on the retreat. Chalice trying to chase him down with a swashbuckle FY. And he find the catch onto Mind Control. It's going to be hard.
Blinking 6, but this is a speedy Leshrac, but they're still continuing to chase.
Chalice, he's got the vision. He's got the jump. He's got the setup with the Yules as Mind Control. There's that backup, in fact, FY. They may have just tunnel vision a little too hard onto Mind Control. The Miracle comes in, the swashbuckle barely hits onto them as they get baited by the Disco Pony.
And Somnus is still looking for GH here.
GH?
That's all the evidence.
That is. Again, is this another successful bait from Team Liquid? No, Somnus has got the Yule. Temporarily stop Miracle. The Miracle, he knows the remnants are low, but Somnus is hard for Somnus to play his way out of this. Somnus does have the back of the X-Nova. It looks like this time around it's Miracle that's been baited in. A huge damage coming through with the Maledict. No way they heal him up through that. As Miracle will pop. He's gone.
Back and forth bait plays from both sides. Zombies chasing X-Nova, but they're not going to look to continue. Somnus still has his DD.
He does. He wants to get a few more slides in.
32 to 21 in 26 minutes. Just 57 or 53 kills. Nice math.
Come on. I'm an American. Mind Control. Got a BKB. Where's the hits? Arme. Where's the bash? He's chasing. He wants this. He really does. This is his, like, the third BKB chunk, but it wears out. GH comes in, the bait. Oh my. There's more baits here than a fisherman's fun time, happy hour, Friday, whatever. I don't know. It's getting crazy. Both teams are just getting reeled in by one another, and they just can't help themselves.
The overcommitments over and over again in this game. The BKB's down to 7 seconds now for Ame.
Radiant structures are
almost got the Battle Fury, but like we said, you don't want a low BKB versus a Tinker lineup or any of this control. There's a Leshrac too in the game.
And it'll be an interesting approach to see how it works out for Arme, because this is a game 27 minutes in, there's 53 kills. Does that sort of scream to you it's time to build a Battle Fury? I don't know. Apparently in Arme's world it does. You know, Arme's a smart man. We'll see how it works out. Chalice jumps in, doing a great job there of rolling thundering the walls of Roshan's pit, but not many heroes, as he'll have to jump out.
And now they can't fight around this Roche pit. Tombstone, Tinker's back up.
They use Rolling Thunder.
Yep, their big team fight spell is down. And Somnus is much more keen on farming and taking these, pushing out this top lane.
It's Liquid.
4 and 7 on this troll. Ame just really struggling.
And Liquid have certainly been bringing the pace.
Yeah.
And but certainly for the most part, sure, we saw that advantage slip a little bit, but overall keeping themselves ahead of the game. Team Liquid mind control despite those early deaths. He's getting a lot done. He's 10, 5, and 7. So we saw that BKB now working on to the Bloodstone. And they're taking Shrine, so continuing to just maintain pretty much full control of the map. But 28 minutes in, PSG.LGD have only taken one tier 1 tower.
It's similar to the last game. This is what the Tinker provides you. You are always playing to the enemy team's game.
It really does feel like that. This Tinker pick is just the correct way to play against PSG.LGD. They don't seem to be able to deal with it.
Bottom tower
Not having great objective pickers. I mean, the Troll can, if you're able to get on top of that, but we've seen time and time again versus all this spell damage. Extremely difficult. And again, yeah, Liquid dictating the pace. Sure, we've seen some bait plays going back and forth, but overall, it's been Liquid on the aggressive. They do at least claim tier 2 bottom. So Chalice, as well as X-Nova, were able to do that, and they get it down to Tinker Ward too.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All the tier 2's gone now. PSG.LGD side.
Somnus almost has BKB. That's going to give him a lot more liberty in the fights and not worry about just getting stunned into a death. But the next item on the Tinker could provide a huge problem for that. If he gets instant controlled, it will be the Hex next, or Miracle. They're slowly poking down this tier 3.
How do they stop this push? It's hard.
They've got Power Shot and they've got Slight. The best plays.
1 foot step forward in the wrong way will mean a setup from a burst strike from GH into the burst of Miracle. You have to be careful if you're PSG.LGD, but you are losing your towers, you're losing your base. With very little, as it seems, sort of ways to stop this. They will take down one of the familiars. Arme, maybe have to find a second. No, they'll back it off. Jump ball from Chalice. So he throws himself into the air to get that double stun effect. But they deed straight into the base. They go, they take it down Arme. Arme has to buy back. Chalice is now without the Rolling Thunder. They'll go for one more shield crash, but X-Nova gets ripped to pieces by Kuroki Sorin. They've lost GH, but they're taken down too, Liquid, as they sort of hold their position outside of the base. They know that Arme's brought back for this, so Arme has to be very careful. Chalice trying to cut the creep wave, but look who's here, Miracle. Back on top, ready to chase. Chalice will get the blink out in time.
Control coming out from the Visage that time there. They get the stun onto the Troll, then they get the follow-up bird stuns afterwards to keep that Troll locked down before the BKB is able to come out. Yeah, forcing that buyback. This is going to delay that Battle Fury that might not come out at this point in the game. They're just going to have to rely a lot on Somnus to make these upcoming plays happen, so that Ame can get the space for this item. But it's 31 minutes in, and there's no Battle Fury. I mean, it feels like it's not going to be able to get him online in time in this game.
What could he have maybe gone for instead of that? Like, could you have looked at this and said something like a blink or a shadow blade, something to close the gap?
I thought that's what he was going to. I thought maybe like SNY after the BKB into that blink dagger. But it's been fairly hard for him to get into these fights. Liquid just all grouped up around this early Roshan times, and now there's a Hex finished up on Miracle too.
Go with the push up into the base once again with those familiars. Damage is being done. PSG.LGD, how do they slow this down? Swashbuckle will miss the familiars. As they're losing their melee round.
Look how little damage he does with familiars.
What do they do? BKB is going to be popped. Arme wants to take the tombstone, but X-Nova is going to drop. Chalice jumps in with the Rolling Thunder as Arme looks to move forward with the BKB, but the BKB is about to wear out, so now he has to back off. Chalice gets another shield crash out. They do manage to get around on the backside. PSG.LGD towards Miracle. Somnus pops his own BKB, but he has to run away. Remnant's back in, looking for the burst to finish off Miracle, and they will claim the Tinker. PSG.LGD taking Miracle out of the game. GH with the epicenter looks to chase out FY, but he can't quite keep the distance closed as FY looks to turn. Power shot's going to be off the mark as GH has the Sandstorm. The rest of Liquid working on the sidelines onto Chalice, was being held up towards the north of that fight, and they may have got Miracle, but they're just not taking favorable trades. PSG.LGD, it cost them 3 lives, and as we say, this all happened after they lost the melee racks already to the push from the familiars.
Ame can't even get into the fights. He was focus firing an Undying and some Visage familiars in that fight during his entire BKB. It's down to 6 seconds now. It's on cooldown. They're very thankful that Somnus at least had an Arcane Moon there to make the space.
You'll set up onto Arme. He's getting stun locked down. Arme out of the game. 86 seconds. No buyback available. Liquid in this series looking to break a team that's sort of coming into this event as so, and of course they have had a fantastic run here, but it looks like they may be being knocked down to the lower bracket in quite a fashion. Liquid are looking to be top tier.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid's making it look pretty easy. They're really shutting down everything LGD's trying to do, and it's LGD just completely on the back foot constantly. Can we get mind control here? Quite a lot of gold actually for Somnus. The game is pretty much on him. It's like maybe has to just have an amazing game, spectacular performance to try to bring his team back in it. Because this troll, Ame just can't do anything. It's a 6-second BKB this early in the game. He doesn't even have this Battle Fury that he wanted to go for. It's looking so hard for him.
Well, I mean, as you said, as you touched upon earlier, will he get the? He should get the battle. I mean, he should get it. Yeah, he'll get it. He's 300 gold away, so he'll at least have it on the scoreboard.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But unless something drastic happens, that may be all it does.
Like I said, majority of eyes are going to be on Somnus in this game. Level 23 on the Ember, 6-3-11 after this pretty remarkable recovery after that early laning performance, of course. Hard lane, but look at that, highest level in the game. Constantly able to find Miracle in the fights, but the rest of his team really struggling to get in.
And we said we were going to watch it, but I've got to be honest, I feel like the Chalice Pango sort of cheese surprise pick, it's not really blown anyone away. He's farmed a lot.
He has farmed a lot. There's just, there's a crazy amount of damage coming out from Liquid's lineup. Visage, Tinker, Leshrac, even the Undying provides a lot from that amplification that he can do for his teammates.
They're coming in, but they know the scam was there. Both sides aware of the situation. Smoke now, Liquid. Losing an FY is on the high ground. Smoke will be dispelled immediately when Miracle's going to jump for it incredibly aggressively, and Somnus just wants the BKB turn for Miracle. Miracle is dead. Jumps into his own death, and Liquid trying to find the Somnus with the BKB and the Miona. He's going crazy. Looks to move forward onto Kuroki. Kuroki gives the edge, and then GH comes back into the epicenter. They've got the control onto the Element Spirit. He also thinks the air buybacks coming out from Miracle and FY. They want to get themselves back into the fight. X-Nova gets the death forward out, goes to the third cage, he looks to retreat. Ame getting the advantage, but GH still with the power strike. Solid hill onto mind control, back on the forward. Ame's got for 75 seconds. They've lost Mutsuma Man as well on the side of Liquid. He will not buy back for now.
Miracle blinked into everybody there. Gets quickly brought down, but look at the damage from Somnus in that fight. This is what we're talking about.
He got a lot done there.
It's a lot of pressure on this Ember Spirit. But Ame did finish the Battle Fury, but died right afterward. And that BKB is down to 5 seconds.
Down to the minimum.
Not that, yeah. Ember's at 6, but yeah, Troll is incredibly reliant on that one, all the way down to 5. That was a buyback though for Miracle.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
As you say, for the next 6 minutes or so, Miracle cannot afford to make aggressive plays as he has been in such situations.
That one was a bit crazy, right? He blinked right into me. I guess maybe he thought that it was just the Wind Ranger, but we see Miracle do those things. He likes blinking into the.
It feels like he normally does these sort of plays when he feels very confident with the state of the game.
Sure.
Which is understandable. They do 2 sets of ranks advantage. They've just taken the second shrine away from PSG.LGD.
And then full map control. Once Miracle gets his BKB, that's when it gets to a point that how do they kill this Tinker? Because the majority of the magic damage is going to be coming out magically from PSG.LGD. This troll is unable to contribute too much unless the Tinker blinks right into his face. Almost level 25 on Somnus, but this is the second road to Avis and Cheese.
Last time we did see PSG.LGD look to try and make a bit of an attempt around the pit. They're just unable to. And this time around, they're not gonna. It's not even gonna be as much as that. They're nowhere near the pit. Liquid getting road for free. Aegis and Cheese. Aegis into the pocket of Mutsuma Man, and Cheese into the pocket of Mind Control.
Prioritizing their sieging heroes, just to have those. That immortality as well as the Cheese, not even carrying the Miracle. Doesn't have buyback, they're not giving it to him anyway.
Oh, and poor X-Nova came out. But GH was there ready to jump. Somnus is also trying to come around. It looks like PSG sort of thinking if they could turn this into a fight, but they'll see how quickly X-Nova will fall and will not head any further outside of the base.
Mid lane's pushed in, top will naturally push in from the creeps, and bottom, they're ready to push with this Aegis Cheese. They've got full AC2 from a Tumba Man. Chalice.
He's going in. The Rolling Thunder, he is causing it the Sanctuary on the side. Somnus jumping into as well with BKB and the Mjolnir still to punish. Getting a good boost in Prod. James comes in with the epicenter though, and in fact, brings Somnus solo. Somnus has to back off. He'll get a Sleight of Fist down. He's up to the high ground. The Sleight of Fist will finish off GH, but GH buys back immediately.
That was familiar damage. With Flesh Golem and like a medallion or something thrown on this Ember, the physical damage was absurd coming out from Automaman in that fight onto that Ember. But that is Liquid slowed down here. A very quick jump from Chalice, catching him off guard.
It really is the work for Somnus. As soon as that BKB duration has gone any sort of hold, and as you say, within the matter of a second, he's taking 1k physical damage.
Yeah, they've got, this is what we were talking about, right? Liquid Draft has such an absurd amount of damage, be it magical and physical.
BKB's on their own cause Liquid now. Both Matuma Man and Miracle looking to queue on up for the next sort of item to help put a finish to this game.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, LGD does not really have that much physical coming into play. Ame is really struggling. Going for the SNY next. But with that 5-second BKB, it's still so hard to get into these fights.
Especially in comparison to what will be the full duration BKBs when Liquid had them out.
I mean, Kuroki, when he hits level 20, could just actually drop down the Tombstone, run in and die, and I don't know if they can actually kill the Tombstone. Once he's 20, 2 14-hit Tombstones versus a Troll Warlord, how are they going to really be able to control that? He's getting close to it, but they might just go for the siege without it.
Smart money.
And yeah, incredibly hard. Miracle just prioritizing now, farming that BKB. It looks like that's going to be the more important timing for them to go siege, and it is done. He will have a lot more liberty in the fights, not have to worry so much about this Ember Spirit just getting on top of him.
Haste!
40 minutes, so 12,000 gold lead, 12,000 experience as well.
Just the fact that PSG.LGD are severely struggling to leave their base. Lanes being forced in on PSG.LGD's side.
They've got the level 20 on the Undying too, so they've got all these timings. BKB Tinker, level 20 Undying. This Tombstone could prove to be a really big nuisance versus the Troll.
This jump in. They're already trying to start a fight here, but immediately that's going to be FY gone without buyback. Jumps in looking for the setup for the shackle shot, but he cannot fight back for this. Ame popping the BKB, but now has to retreat as it's about to wear off. Now this will be able to get the blink away off the back of the Rolling Thunder. Now the minimum spread of Somnus. Looks towards Miracle, but the Glimmer Cape plays there. They don't have the textures, and Miracle, he's able to walk himself away from Somnus. The Timberman on the front lines gets temporarily healed up by the Star of GA. Cuts it with the epicenter, and he cuts down 2 of them. There'll be 2 buybacks coming out as Ame and X-Nova look to come in on this one, and this could very much be the last fight from PSG.LGD in this winning bracket final. Chalice looks for the angle for the swashbuckle, but again the racks are gone. Again, these pushes, we saw Liquid do it mid, we saw them do it top. This time there was a bit of a struggle from PSG.LGD, but they just can't stop these pushes. And Somnus gets stunned outside of the base. He's down, he'll buy back, but the control continues with the familiars. What's going to be Ame gone for 100 seconds as Liquid, they move on for more. X-Nova gets Hexed up. There'll be 1 more to take the challenge, also held in place. GG is called. Liquid with the 2-0 victory here to secure themselves in the grand finals of the Dota 2 Super Major. And you said it earlier, Fog, they made it look pretty easy in comparison to a lot of other teams, pretty much every other team that has struggled against LGD.